And a round of applause to welcome Meg Cabot.
It's so great to be here. Look at all of you. You look so great. Wow. This is my first time in Dover, and I want to thank you so much for such a nice welcome. Look at you all. You are so cute. Is that okay to say cute in England? I don't know. Is that like, it's not okay? It's not a dirty word or anything, is it? It's really weird being in England because I don't know. It's okay. I've been trying to watch your television, to get accustomed to your, customs. I've been watching Hollyoaks. I just turned it off. It got a little too. Anyway, so I'm here to talk about, how many of you want to be a writer? Anyone here? Oh my God. Okay, a few of you. Not as many as, nobody on this side. A few latecomers want to be writers. Okay. Well, when I was a little girl, you're not so little, but come on. Well, that's actually me and my cat. That's my cat Henrietta. When I was about your age, I wanted to be a writer so badly, but I actually didn't think I could do it because all of the books that we had in my house were written by men who had beards. Because my mother was an English major in college, and all of the books that she got assigned to read and that she brought with her when she married my dad and that she had in our house were, they were all by no offense, Charles Dickens and Robert Frost and stuff, and that's who I thought writers were. I thought they were like old men and that I could never be a writer because I was a girl. And so I just kind of put aside that dream and I thought I would be a veterinarian instead. But I always loved to write, so I would do it kind of in my spare time. That was my hobby. You know how some people play tennis? I would write books. Starting when I was about 7 years old, as soon as I learned how to write, I would start writing books. And the first book that I wrote was called Benny the Puppy. It was a stunning story of a small puppy who was brutally orphaned in a freak tornado. And he was raised by Native Americans on the prairie. I still have it. And the film rights are still available if anyone would like to make a movie of it, but so far no one has offered. So I would write in secret. I would never show anyone my books because I was so embarrassed because I thought they weren't any good. I don't know why, but I wouldn't tell my friends. I was just so shy about them. I always thought if I showed them to somebody and they didn't like them and they said, this isn't very good, that it would be like somebody saying, this one thing that you love that you aren't very good at is worthless. And you're kind of worthless too. So I never told my friends, I didn't ever tell my teachers, I didn't even tell my parents that I wanted to be a writer. I just told them that I wanted to be a veterinarian. Well, what happened was, did you know that to be a veterinarian, you have to be good at math and science? I just thought you had to be, friendly with animals. And that you had to like them and pet them and, yeah. That's how it always seemed on TV. I loved, what was that show? All Creatures Great and Small. That was British. Yeah. You actually have to measure the medicine, and if you don't measure it right, you kill the animal. That would be so tragic. So in America, they have these exams called the SATs. I think you guys have O-levels or something. It's the same thing. And when I was in high school and I took the SATs, I did really, really well on the verbal part, because I love to read and, I secretly was writing all these stories and stuff. But when it came for the time for the math, I did actually as badly as you could do, which was horrible because my dad was a math professor. So there was a lot of crying in my house that day when he saw my scores. He was like, I can't believe I have a daughter this bad at math. It was horrible. And I had to give up my dream of being a veterinarian, which was actually okay because I didn't really want to be a veterinarian. I just told people that, and I really wanted to be a writer. So I was like, oh, darn. I can't be a veterinarian now. I wonder what I'm going to do. Because, But I didn't tell people still that I wanted to be a writer. I was like, I guess I'll be an actress. That would be cool. Like, you could be up on stage like this, you know? So I went around and auditioned for plays. And that was kind of fun. Like, when you're in high school, really that's one of the few ways that you can meet boys. Except through sports, but I was terrible at sports. So I met a lot of boys, and let me just tell you, the boys who are in plays, not a lot of them are interested in girls. It took me a while to realize that. But it kind of worked, and so I thought, oh, I'll be an actress. But then I kind of realized that when you're an actress, you are saying lines that somebody else wrote. And that kind of bugged me, because I thought, if I really want to be a writer, I want to be writing the lines that the actresses are saying. That's really where the power is, You are writing the stuff that the girls up on the stage or on the film are saying. So that kind of got boring for me after a while. So then I thought, I have to come up with another fake thing that I can be. So I thought, I'll be an illustrator. And what I'll do is I'll draw the pictures that the writer, I know, it was crazy. Because I still didn't want to tell anyone that I wanted to be a writer, because I was so afraid that people would say, you're not good enough, you're not a man, whatever, you don't have a beard. So, I know. So I got to college. Okay, this is the weirdest part. I was at a college party. I was still in high school, and I was at a college party, and I met this guy. He was a creative writing major. And he came up to me, and he was like, hey, what's your major? Because he thought I was going to college. And I was like, I'm still in high school. And I said, because I didn't know him, and I thought I'll never see him again, I said, I want to be a writer. It's like the first time I'd ever told anyone that I wanted to be a writer. And he went, I want to be a writer, too. I was like, oh my God, there's somebody who actually, he didn't have a beard. He was young. I was like, really? Are you a creative writing major? And he said, yeah, I am, at the college that I wanted to go to, Indiana University. And I said, oh my gosh, what's it like? I want to be a creative writing major. And he said, don't do it. They will suck any love of writing that you have out of your body. You turn those stories in, those professors, they're so mean. Take my word for it. Do not major in creative writing. Major in anything else. Do whatever you have to. Don't major in creative writing. I was so shocked. I said, okay, I am not, whatever happens when I get to college, I'm going to major in anything else. I won't major in creative writing because I don't want them to suck the love of writing out of me. So I got to college and I majored in art. Because I figured they can't suck the love of writing out of you if you major in art. So that's what I did. So this is a picture of me after college with my cat Henrietta. And the weirdest thing was, when I got out of college with my art degree, and I moved to New York City, where I got Henrietta, she was a stray cat in Brooklyn. I met that guy again, randomly, and we got married.